Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle. A little Carnival of Chaos prep because that's what I was prepping for when I played this game. This is battle report number 218. It is I, Lord Tremendous of the Undead Legion, versus the Luxury Ogres of the Ogre Kingdoms. Yeah, I know, back to back to back, but it's just the way it all worked out. Played this game a few days later against the same guy, same army. He might have changed up some stuff. I'm sure he did. But I have his list, so you get to see what he at and everything like that. But this is another one of those games, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this one goes.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and yeah, I hate it. Yeah, I have a Vampire Lord, Lord Tremendous. He's a level 4 wizard with a heavy armor shield. He's on Abyssal Terror, Sword of Might, Dragon Helm, Talisman of Preservation, Other Trickster Shard, Quick Blood, Red Fury, and the Lore of Vampires. My hero choices are a Lich Priest, Queen Elizabeth, who's a level 2 wizard with the spell scroll and Lore of Light, a White King, Dark Vincent, who's on a Skeletal Steed, Sword of Strife, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, and my Necromancer, Sinister Jeffrey, who's a level 1 wizard, Iron Curse Icon, and the Lore of Vampires. Vampiris. My core choices are 5 Skeleton Horsemen Archers with a banner, 48 Zombies with banner musicians, 6 Chariots, Rolling Bones, with full command and banner of Eternal Flame, and 13 Skeleton Archers, the Queen's Guard with full command. My special choices are 9 Black Knights, Tarnished Valor, with Lances Barding, Banner Musician, and Banner of Swiftness, 3 Medusa Cross-Eyed Stalkers, those that gaze, 3 Morghast Harbingers, the Avatars of Sorrow, and my rare choice is my Casket of Souls. Or the Altar of Tremendous, however you want to say it. Here's my opponent's list, and it is as follows. He has his Tyrant with an Iron Fist, Sword of Swift Slaying, Dragon Helm, Talisman of Protection, Other Trickster Shard, and the big name Giant Breaker. I believe that makes it so that he has to issue and accept challenges, and he gets +1 strength. He also has a Slaughtermaster, who's a level 4 wizard with the Ogre Blade, a Dispel Scroll, and using the Lore of the Great Maw. His hero choices are a Bruiser, who's his BSB with the Mountain Eater big name, and I'm not really sure what that is. And he's also got the Rune Fang, so he has no magic gear. His core choices are 12 Ogres with full command and Iron Fists, and 9 Iron Guts with full command and a Standard of Discipline. His special choices are 4 Lead Belchers with a Bellower, and 4 Mournfang Cavalry with full command and Banner of Swiftness. His rare choice, oh, I'm sorry, he also has a Gorger as a special choice. His rare choice is an Iron Blaster. Here are my spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. And here are his spells. As you can see, he rolled 3 1s and a 3. So, yeah, he pretty much had his choice. Here's deployment, and the way I saw it was semi-simple, because I'm mostly simple. My Harbingers and my Knights were going to try to, well, my Knights were going to try to use the house and the walls and everything like that to their advantage in order to get a beneficial charge. The Harbingers were going to shoot around the side there to try to get his cannon or his lead belchers, whichever were possible. My Archers and my Chariots were sacrificial. Their job was to get the Iron Guts and the Ogres down the middle to leave me alone. My Zombies and my General were over by the Mournfang. I figured either I could feed the Mournfang my Zombies, or I could, if I was lucky enough, I could charge them with my General and destroy them. My Casket is just hidden behind the impassable terrain because that's the best place for it, and my Snakes may or may not ever come on the table because life is fair. Also, my Scouts are on his right flank, our left, simply because it was just the easiest place to put them somewhere to harass. Here's my opponent's right flank, which consists of my Scouts and his lead belchers. And here's his center. From left to right, he's got his cannon, his ogres, his Iron Gut Death Star with Tyrant, BSB, and Slaughtermaster installed. And his left flank consists of his 4 Mournfang, which are really beautiful. Here's my right flank, which consists of my General, my Zombies with level 1, and my Casket. And here's my center, which consists of my Chariots and my Archers with level 2. And here's my left flank. From left to right, there's my Morghast, and then there, right next to them are my Black Knights with White King installed. Here's top of one after movement, and I didn't get to go first. That's okay. First, second, third, whatever, as long as I get to go. And for the most part, he came forward. His Mournfang came up kind of aggressive. Iron Guts and Bulls came up medium aggressive to passive. His cannon really didn't move, and his lead belchers do a swift reform and pass to shoot up my scouts, which again, I'm totally okay with that. During his magic phase, he gets Bull Gorger and Toothcracker off, and I couldn't have cared less. They weren't rips, and I wasn't going to do anything to that unit this turn. And then we go into shooting, and he blows away 2 of my scouts, because that's tradition. Then over here, his cannon misfires 6, which is the one where he spins around in a random direction and can't shoot this turn, which is very nice. And yeah, as you can see, he ends up facing that direction. So not bad, not bad. With nothing else to report, we go over here to bottom of one after movement, and I moved. And like I said, the Morghast and the Knights move up, simply trying to take advantage of the impassable terrain. My archers move up just to get in range so they can shoot. Chariots back up because I don't feel like making an easy charge. My general maneuvers a little bit, and my zombies stay put. My level 1 does ditch the unit, though, because, you know, he wants to live. What can you do? Other than that, everything is exact. Oh, yeah, my scouts moved up towards lead belchers. That's about it. During the magic phase, my level 1's able to get Invocation the heck off. Just added a handful of zombies. I think I got like 8 more, which is nice, but the hope was to just have enough zombies to hold the Mournfang there long enough for my general to charge them in the rear, in the flank. I don't care. During the shooting phase, I shoot up as ogres a little bit with my archers, and I score 1 wound, which I'll take. And then my scouts do the same thing to his lead belchers, causing 1 wound to the little foursome. With nothing else going on my turn, we go to his turn at top of 2. And here it is after movement. And there was a bit. His ogres came up to the obstacle there, so that if my knights charged them, I would not get the lances. That kind of sucks, but well done. His lead belchers charge into my scouts, and there's that. And other than that, his Mournfang pretty much stayed with that. I think they moved up a little bit. His Iron Guts pretty much came straight forward, kind of giving me little choice, you know. And his cannon moved up slightly, but at the same time, we all know what he was shooting at. There's a better picture of his lead belcher slamming into my scouts. And, you know, who does that? We could have just shot at each other, but no. He has to charge in and kill scouts in hand-to-hand. Big man. And then during the magic phase, he gets Bone Crusher off on my archers, which I think is both fitting and rude. But it works out rather nice for him. He's able to kill 3, and that's not cool. Then he's able to get a Bone Crusher off, or a whatever it is. Yeah, Bone Crusher. No. When he got Bone Crusher off, it caused a wound onto him. And then last turn as well, due to the lore attribute, he caused another. He's rolling a lot of 1s, so that's a good thing. So his Slaughtermaster has 2 wounds on him at this point. We go into shooting, and his cannon fires at my chariots and blows 1 up exactly. So, it is what it is. And then over here, we go into combat, and his lead belchers eat my scouts. Literally, they don't bother swinging. They just grab them and stuff them into their stomachs. They're still moving down there, but they're being dissolved rather quick, and it's sad. With nothing else going on, we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement, and I get a little bit more aggressive than I probably should have, but I saw a lot of opportunities, and I couldn't turn my back on them because that's how I roll, baby. My Morghast charged into his cannon and made it, so I was thrilled about that. That was a longer charge, too. I think they needed a 10, and they actually did it, so let's hear for the Morghast. My Black Knights charge into the Bulls because why not? You know, I couldn't get past them to get into the Iron Guts, and it was a long-ass charge, and I figured, why not? 2-up armor becomes 3-up armor, you know, 4s to hit me, 4s to wound me. I know it's a lot of attacks, but I figured maybe they could weather it, and why not? It'll be fun. My chariots, I believe I made a mistake with. I should have let his Iron Guts charge my chariots and destroy them, and then, reform and blah blah blah, holding them at bay maybe for a little while. But I screwed up. I wanted to charge in my chariots so I could do the impact hits of the Iron Guts, maybe do something good, but whatever, it was a mistake. And the chariots make it in. My general charges his Mornfang. I think I needed a 9, and I actually made it. So, wow, my guys are actually making charges this game, and I'm very proud of them. And my snakes actually showed up, and I really wasn't expecting that. Real quick, the Morghast, when they charged the Lead Belchers first, I believe. And they fled, and then I redirected into the cannon. So that's why the Lead Belchers are off and away like that. There's a better picture of my general slamming into the Mornfang, and I'm hoping to make quick work of them. And there's a better picture of my chariot slamming into the Iron Guts. And I should not have done this. I should have let them charge my chariot and or chariots and just let them pulverize them and stuff like that to put them out of place. But I didn't. I feel like I really screwed up here. And well, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll do like 18 wounds to these guys with impact hits alone. That could happen. It's possible. And there's a better picture of my Black Knight slamming into ogres. And this was as much I want to see what happens as it was. Either I charge him or he charges me. So I went in figuring it would be kind of fun. And I don't regret it. This over here is a better picture of my Morghast slamming into the cannon. And this I wanted. The fact that I got his Lead Belchers running and now I got a hold of his cannon. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. And there's a better picture of his Lead Belchers almost running off the table. So I just need to hope that he rolls an 8 or higher next turn, and those guys will be gone. During the magic phase, just trying to pull out the spell dice, I get Curse Ears off on his Mornfang, and he lets it go. It doesn't really do a whole lot. I think his unit champion takes a wound. We go into combat, and I'm able to kill one Mornfang. He was making his saves. It was armor, too, of all things. So, yeah, he makes an armor saver, too. I'm able to kill one Mornfang. I take no damage. He loses, but he's steadfast and doesn't go anywhere. But I'm winning combat, and my general's not dead yet, so that's outstanding. Then we go over here into combat, and you know what? Fuck chariots. I'm sorry. I really do try not to swear during my battle reports, but certain units just get under my skin faster than anything. And man, fuck chariots. I did 3d6 impact hits into these lowlifes, and I rolled like 7 impact hits. So I always roll bad with the chariots, which is just the dice gods trying to tell me that I don't need to be playing them anymore. So the chariot slam into these guys, I do like 4 wounds total, and then get pulverized by the rest of the unit. Fuck chariots. I'm never taking them. Never again. And then over here, my Black Knights don't do terrible. My opponent's just rolling well. Strength 4 across the board. I was able to kill one ogre and do a wound to another. I took 1 wound for my trouble, which is friggin' outstanding considering all I had was a 3-up or 3-up armor. So I'll take it. I'm very pleased with how my Black Knights are working right now. And I do win this combat, but it doesn't matter because he's steadfast and he makes his break check. Then over here, my Morghast defeat the cannon in combat, charge in a flank, and 3 wounds to 1 wound. I win this combat. He flees, and I should have pursued, sure, but I wanted the Morghast to go into the rear of the ogres and save my Black Knights. That was the hope. So with nothing else to report, we go over here to top of 3 after movement, and he throws me for a little bit of a loop here. Instead of his Iron Guts going into my archers where my caster is, like I thought he was going to do, he charged into the flank of my Black Knights. And yeah, well played on my opponent's part. I thought he was going into my archers the way he angled, but once again, that just goes to show how stupid it was for me to charge my chariots into the Iron Guts. I should have just left them there to be obliterated by the damn Iron Guts, and that way my knights and my Morghast could have worked the bulls together until they were gone, and then eventually ate up some Iron Guts. Who knows, but it would have been a lot better than what just occurred. So, oh well. Other than that, his Lead Belchers rally and turn, and his cannon fails to rally and continues to flee. Bounces through my snakes, does not roll a 1 on his dangerous terrain, and he's a little bit further off the board now. So, hey, cool. There's a better picture of his cannon continuing to flee. And there's a better picture of his lead belchers rallying. And there's a better picture of him outsmarting me yet again and slamming into my knights. What can you do? During the magic phase, he gets Toothcracker off on his unit. I tried to stop it and failed. He also healed one of the wounds off his Slaughtermaster, so that's sad. Then during the since he forgot, Curse of the Years goes off again. I roll a few dice, and I think one more guy takes another wound. It's not a huge big deal. Then we go into combat, and yeah, he had Ogre Charge again, and yeah, he rolled really well. Unfortunately for me, he decimated my Black Knights before I got to attack. I got into a challenge with his Tyrant with my White King, and while neither of us did anything to each other, the combat res and the amount of damage he did to my Black Knights alone was enough to just vape my unit without doing anything to either of his, so... Oh well, I was outsmarted, so never say that Lord Tremendous is a smart man, because I'm not. Then over here in combat, Lord Tremendous is able to destroy the Mournfang. I guess seeing his Black Knights and his chariots just get raped really sets him off. So yeah, he in combat just ripped apart the rest of the Mournfang, and I was very happy to see that. So with combat hot and heavy, we go over here to bottom of 3 after movement, and my Morghast go into the bulls, and my general comes running over to try to help out the Morghast take out the bulls, I guess, as fast as humanly possible. Meanwhile, last turn his Gorger came onto the table and threatened my casket, so the casket turns to face the Gorger, the zombies turn to face the Gorger, my little level 1 turns to face the Gorger, and my level 2 bails out of the unit of archers because the Iron Guts are looking at him, and so he bails out, runs over there, and hopefully will be casting some stuff at the Iron Guts, and it actually gets past the Runefang. Who knows? There's a better picture of my Morghast slamming into the bulls, and I'm looking forward to that. In the magic phase, my casket, seeing the damn Gorger there, I throw 3 dice at the spell. My opponent lets it go off, and then he rolls exactly 4 over his leadership, which I believe was a 12 or a 13. I'm not exactly sure what a Gorger's leadership is, but he took just enough wounds to kill him. So the casket remembered last time the Gorger came over to pay him a visit and did not like it. So that was really cool. And then in the magic phase, I tried to get Curse of Years off on the Iron Guts. Runefang rebounded it, and it bounced into the bulls because that was the only unit that was, in front of me, in range, all that good stuff. So Curse of Years ends up on the bulls, and I kill another base, which I think was 1 or 2 wounds. It wasn't a lot. Then we go into combat, and my Morghast do all right. He made a phenomenal amount of parry saves. I think out of 4 or 5 wounds, only 2 got through. No, 3 got through. So I did 6 wounds, only 3 got through because he parried 3, which was aggravating. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was quite aggravating. In return, I believe he did 1 or 2 wounds back to me with charge and some wounds to rank banner and a couple of wounds. I honestly don't remember who wins. Either I won and he was steadfast and didn't go anywhere, or he won by 1 and I didn't take any damage. Either way, it was a damn good fight. With that all said and done, we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and there's not a ton other than his Iron Guts slamming into my archers, his cannon railing, and his lead belchers moving up. That's about it. There's a better picture of his cannon rallying, and that sucks. During the magic phase, he gets Toothcracker, Bull Gorger, something off again, and takes another wound, which is kind of funny. Forgetting about Curse of Years, I roll it again, and I do 4 wounds to the unit, which, all things considered, is pretty freaking good needing 5s. Since there's no shooting, because it either rallied or marched, we go into combat, and I'm able to slice up another Ogre, which is about it. He slices up one of my Mournfang. I don't recall who wins this combat, but this is exactly how it ends up in the end. Then over here, his Iron Guts have no problem just obliterating my poor archers, and there was just nothing for it. So with sadness in my heart, we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and my general slams into the bulls because I need to destroy that unit. The hope is the Morghast can come with me. I'm gonna leave the Iron Guts alone. If they sweep through my casket, my character, and my zombies, so be it. My general, my Morghast, my snakes, we're gonna try to take out his lead belchers, his cannon, his bulls, and then maybe I'll be able to get something off or through on his Iron Guts and kill them. I planned on moving my level 1 in the way of the Iron Guts to slow their advance, maybe make it to turn 6, just trying to make it a draw, trying to make it a victory. I'm trying here. It's actually not going terrible. There's a better picture of my general slamming into the bulls, and that's exactly what the Morghast need right now. And in the magic phase, I throw 3 dice at Dance Macabre, just trying to get it to go off. I mean, I needed an 8. I threw 3 dice, and it rolled Irresistible Force. So Van Hale's Dance goes off. Before that, Invocation went off, and I was able to heal up my Morghast, which was nice. But with Van Hale's Dance, I threw 3 dice at it, and I Irresistible Forced it. And I rolled an Irresistible, or a Miscast 4.
No! You must not read from the book!
Do you even have to ask? Things were going way too well for me in this game, I guess. I rolled a 1, and my general gets sucked into the warp. My Mount, the Terror, fails his monster reaction check and ends up going bat stuff crazy. He is now frenzied with hatred and all that other good stuff. He has to charge, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. It's just like things were going too well. Time to throw 3 dice at a spell, miscast, and get him kicked off the table because, yeah, screw the dice gods. I hope they have a mouthful of glass. I really do. We go over to shooting, and my snakes finally are able to do a wound onto the cannon and kill it, which was nice. It only had 1 wound left because otherwise that thing was either going to grave shot or charge and just kill those idiots. So. Whatever, still not thrilled with the snakes. They do very little lately, and I'm going to give them some shelf time, which they seem to very much desire. Then we go over here into combat, and I ended up taking out 2 more bases. In return, I think my snake took a couple of wounds, and I took a couple on my Mornfang. I think I win this combat, but they're still steadfast, and they do not break. With that said and done, we go here to the top of 5 after movement, and the Iron Guts take up my offer of my level 1 and charge into him and make it. And his Lead Belchers charge into the flank of my Morghast because awesome, awesome good charge. What can you do? There's a better picture of his Iron Guts slamming into my level 1, and his job was to die. And there's a better picture of his Lead Belcher slamming into my Morghast, who just got hired on to die, apparently. During his magic phase, he gets a bunch of spells off on his Iron Guts in order to deal with my level 1, and so be it. And needless to say, in combat, he is able to easily, with impact hits alone, absolutely decimate my caster. And then he reforms just like this to face the casket, because that's his next target. We go over here into combat, and it doesn't go terrible, actually. I'm able to kill a Lead Belcher. I'm able to kill another, I think, 1 or 2 bulls, another 2 bulls. I actually win this combat. I do take some wounds. I take like 3 on the Morghast and another 1 on the Terror. But I think I win this combat. I don't remember exactly. But yeah. Needless to say, the 1 is steadfast, and the Lead Belchers, they might as well, if needed, snakes, because that's what he rolled, I think. So neither of them flee or anything like that. But we're doing pretty well. That toughness 5, it's really hard for strength 4 to get through, even with millions of attacks. So I'm actually very proud of this combo, especially considering my general got himself popped off the damn mount right off the bat, and all I have is a Terror flinging away out of rage. So this is going a lot better than it could have. With nothing else to report, we go over to the bottom of 5 after movement, and there's very little. My snakes, I think, move up slightly, and my zombies back up. Other than that, everything is already dead or in combat. During the magic phase, Speed of Light gets off from my level 2, who ran out of the archers and is still freelancing right now over near the impassable terrain, or over by the house anyway. And so little Speed of Light, or that's kind of nice. Then we go into combat, and my mount ends up dying, and even, I think I popped just a bull, that's about it. Maybe I take a wound. No, no, no. I think I take one wound on my terrors. But in the end, I kill a couple of bulls, and or I kill a bull anyway. And it's not great, but it's not terrible, and I'll take it. And yeah, my terror died, but it was on borrowed time anyway. When the general egress is, what can you do? With all that said and done, we go over here to top of 6 after movement. And his iron gut slam into my casket, so it's all over the crying there. Other than that, that's it. Everything else is already in combat or dead. There's a better picture of his iron guts slamming into my casket, and what can you do? We go straight into combat, and he straight thunder stomps my casket into the ground. I honestly believe impact hits once again was enough to destroy. Well, no, it wasn't, because only 2 ogres could get in there, and I think it was his tyrant and his BSB that went in, and he just monkey stomped on the thing and destroyed it. Then it exploded. Which is always my favorite part of the casket, and killed a boatload of my zombies, I think like 6 of them, and killed 1 iron gut. So not really even, but I guess 6 zombies are worth 1 iron gut. I'll take it. And then we go over here, and it's a flubbathon. I believe he wins this combat. I don't remember by how much, but it wasn't too much. I think I do a wound maybe somewhere. I can't honestly remember. I know it was a big flub, and we end up staying just like that. And here we are at bottom of 6 after movement, and there's literally none. My zombies were not charging the iron guts. I thought about charging my snakes into the bulls, but it was like a 13-inch charge, and there was no way I was going to make it. Not that it was. I don't remember how far away I was or what the problem was, but I couldn't make the charge. Maybe I was in the front, something like that. And honestly, I think the snakes probably would have just got their butts kicked anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much what you see. I decide to skip magic because it has not been good to me, and there is no shooting, so we go into combat, and I survive. I think I do a couple of wounds to the bulls, which isn't great, but it isn't terrible. I think I take a wound or so for my trouble. In the end, I end up with 1 wound on my last Mornfang. The bulls and the Leadbelchers, while still alive, are still in combat, so they don't get any points from my Morgas at least, and that's something. And that's it, guys. There it is. There's the end of the game, and honestly, if it wasn't for my general popping himself, I think I could have pulled this one off. I think it would have gone a little bit better for me. Unfortunately, we'll never know because my general really knows how to eject when he's most needed, which is really disappointing. But I mean, I guess I kind of failed a 4-up because of the miscast on a 2 to 4. On a 4-up, you stick around. So I guess I still can't roll my 4-up wards, but in this situation, it was just insta-kill from a miscast as opposed to a cannonball. So I guess it's starting to look up. I don't know. When everything's already at the bottom, everything looks like you're looking up. So, but honestly, it was still a fun game. We were still laughing and having a pretty good time. So, what can you do? What can you do? But you know what? We'll get to the recap in a second because right now this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Hey guys, you know these tokens, you've seen them 100 times, and you know what? Every time you see them, if you haven't bought them yet, you're just wasting time. Get these tokens. All of the lords of whatever spell you're casting, all the wound counters. You see me use them in every single game, and you've never heard me since I've been using the counters going, I can't remember how many wounds I had, or what spell was on this guy, or whatever. And they're flawless. They're awesome. You're the envy of everyone you play against. Send Token Gal an email. Get these tokens. They're dirt cheap, but they're solid gold quality, guys. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. A lot of people have already ordered them, and nobody's returned any. Nobody's even asked to return any. All they do is they order more. Get yours. Get them soon. You're wasting time, and these are totally worth it. Tell her Tremendous sent you. Hey Hey guys, I got another great deal for you. Movement trays. We all use them. We all need them. If you're watching this report, you have some or you need some. And do I have the vendor for you? This guy makes solid metal movement trays. I mean, cuts them to your specifications using a galvanized metal. It's not that cheap, thin, weak aluminum. This stuff is sturdy. I'm using them. I used them all throughout this game. Take a look at the pictures. They're all in there. I love these trays. They're metal, so they auto-magnetize, well, provided you put magnets on your guys. And he does them dirt cheap, guys. I'm telling you. He's got an eBay page. There's an email on here. Get a hold of this guy. Get yourself some movement trays and get yourself organized. You're going to be thrilled. You can paint them. You can do everything. These things are awesome. My local game store guy is literally in contact with this guy so that he can become a vendor. That's how high quality these things are. So I'm telling you guys, give this guy an email. Check out his eBay page. Get yourself some movement trays and stop playing like a Neanderthal. Tell him Tremendous sent you. You won't regret it. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if you were paying attention or not, but we got a few new pictures. So not only does Unleashed Wargaming paint amazing models for commission and stuff like that, send him an email. He does excellent work, as you've seen from the pictures. Not only does he do all the different Magic lore cards for Warhammer Fantasy, I mean every lore. You want Storms of Magic? Send him an email. You want Lore of Fire? Send him an email. You want every lore that's ever been out in 8th edition? Send him an email. These things are solid. They're laminated. They're on cardstock. They're Photoshop made. They're amazing. And they're good. They're well priced, guys. I'm telling you. And now he's also doing 40K cards, the psychic stuff or whatever. I don't play 40K, but if you do, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with it if you don't get these cards and if you don't have your models painted by them. Just throwing it out there. Just, you may, if you feel guilty, that's because you know you're wrong. But send this guy an email, get your models looking good, get the cards that you need, get your real game going, and tell him Tremendous sent you. You're not going to regret it. That's right. You knew this was coming eventually. In conjunction with Unleashed Wargaming and Lonehammer, we have opened an online store with hats, shirts, and I think that's it for right now. Maybe dice and stuff like that later on, as well as other gear, maybe dice cups, whatever. We'll think of something. But we're doing a trial thing for the next month and a half or so. We're gonna have this online store. The website is here. It'll be in the description of the page and everything like that. But yeah, if you want a t-shirt, if you want a hat, if you want to wear paraphernalia, by all means, head over to this store, check it out, get yourself some Lord Tremendous gear. God knows I have. and yeah, this is your chance. If you like Lonehammer, if you like Unleashed Wargaming, if you like Lord Tremendous, you can get this stuff. And if you don't like us, you can get it and you can set it on fire and send it to us as a threat. It's awesome. But yeah, go to the website. It'll be here. It's on this channel obviously, or on the description, and get yourself some gear. We're going to try it out for a month and see how it goes, and if it keeps up, then we'll keep adding to it, and if not, well, we'll pretend like we never did it. But yeah guys, by all means, and if there's anything you want to see on the store or anything like that, throw it in the comments section, and if we like it, we'll make it happen. So, yeah, it wasn't even close. In the end, it was a decisive defeat for Lord Tremendous. I got 610 points out of him. He got 2,011 out of me for a difference of 1,401 points. I ended up losing my Vampire Lord, my level 1 Necromancer, my White King, my Archers, my Chariots, my Scouts, my Black Knights, and my Casket. The Ogres ended up losing their Iron Blaster, their Mournfang, and a Gorger. I really thought I had this game right up until the miscast. As soon as I miscast 4 on a 3-dice spell, I was like, come on. Come on, do I really, really need to lose every single game? What is this? But apparently I do. So yeah, yay for me. I thought I had it, and I clutched defeat out of the jaws of victory, which is kind of my MO lately. So I'm getting used to it. I'm still having fun at least. My chariots, may they rot in the deepest level of hell as soon as possible. They suck. Low impact hits, low everything, and I hate them. They have the same consideration from me as the Skull Catapult does. Morghast did really well, all things considered. Charging into the bulls and starting to whittle them down, taking a flank charge while engaged with the bulls from lead belchers, and not only surviving, but really taking a toll out of them. I think if I had one more Morghast or maybe a little bit more time, they'd have ended up winning that combat outright. I don't know. We'll never know because my friggin' general just completely failed them. So I'm very proud of my Morghast. They did incredibly well. My Black Knights didn't do terrible either. Unfortunately, they failed to roll to hit a lot in that second round of combat, but with all the impact hits and everything like that, there wasn't a whole lot they were going to do. Getting charged by Iron Guts, even solo, is a son of a gun. In the flank like that, when you're already dealing with a bunch of bulls, I should have seen that coming. I guess I got to stop sitting on my shoulders during these games. But the casket, it got that Gorger instead of the Gorger getting it this time. So, I got to admit, revenge felt pretty good. And even though this is another loss, this was still an amazingly good game. It was a really fun game. I enjoy playing against this guy. And it just, I think I just need a list change. That's it. That's what I'm hoping it is anyway, because if it's anything else, it's terminal. And I don't think there is surgery for sucking yet. So. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report number 218. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.